The bank that is right in front of me, the Bushwick Savings Bank in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, is the setting today for a special New York Halloween tale. This past weekend I told you the story about the ghost of St. Ronan's Well in Flushing, Queens. So why don't I add another spooky story today, being that it is All Hallows Eve. This story first appeared in the Brooklyn Daily Eagle on the 27th of March 1916. However, I have rewritten the newspaper article and I have made it into a playful, scary story. But the story is based upon a real event. The Bushwick Savings Bank in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, sits like a sentry, its stone face hardened against the decades, with its arches casting shadows across the street at night. On Halloween, with just a thin slice of moon hanging low in the sky, the bank looks even more ominous, like it might be holding secrets. And, if local tales are to be believed, ghostly spirits. Earlier this morning, a stir shot through Williamsburg as word of a robbery in progress spread. However, by the time dawn had dusted over the neighborhood, it became clear that nothing had actually been stolen. Instead, people were left with something more unsettling: the mystery of strange hammering sounds echoing from the cellar of the Bushwick Savings Bank. What was more, the local police investigating the disturbance came away spooked and rattled, convinced that there was something unnatural at work in the depths of the building. It had started on Thursday night, just past midnight, when John Buternis, the bank's ever-watchful janitor, heard faint yet deliberate hammering from somewhere below. Every night since, at the stroke of midnight, the rhythmic hammering would start up again, its echoes like a restless heartbeat pounding in the bank's bones. Steeling himself, Buternis crept down the narrow, creaking staircase to the cellar, his nerves taut. The moment he stepped onto the cold stone floor, however, the hammering stopped. Silence stretched out, thick and uneasy. Goosebumps pricked his arms as he scanned the dim space, and though he found nothing out of place, the darkness seemed to pulse with something, waiting. By the third night, Buternis's nerves had frayed like old rope. The sound was louder, and he swore he could feel the walls vibrate with each hammering blow. He reached for the phone and called for reinforcements. Policemen Neidig and Sarosi, hearing the fear in his voice, hurried over from the Herbert Street station. When they arrived, Buternis, barely able to contain a shiver, explained that he was sure someone was breaking into the vault. The three men, guns drawn, edged their way back down the narrow stairwell. This time, they'd taken only a few steps before a loud, echoing bang shook the walls, reverberating from deep within the cellar. It was no longer just hammering. It was as if someone, or something, was battering against the very foundation of the bank. They split up to search every shadowed corner, eyes darting, breathing shallow. Each footstep echoed eerily, as though there were unseen figures trailing them, their every movement creating a faint rustling just out of sight. It was then that Sarosi's revolver went off unexpectedly, a deafening boom that shook them all and sent the three men stumbling backwards, their eyes wide with terror. Above, The locals at the nearby Graham Avenue corner froze at the sound, their minds racing. A few panicked onlookers raced to call the Stag Street station, convinced that a full-fledged ghostly heist was underway, and the janitor had fallen victim to a spectral intruder. When backup arrived, the police spread out, sweeping the bank's cellar, the adjacent Colonial Democratic Club, and the adjoining building with thorough but trembling hands. But no intruder, spectral or solid, could be found. Buternis, though, was not swayed. He stared down into the dark void of the cellar, as if challenging it, clutching his broom like a talisman. "Mark my words," he muttered, his voice low but determined. "There's something down there, and the next time it tries to break through, I'll be ready." From then on, each Halloween, locals whisper that, come midnight, you can still hear the hammering. Faint, determined, coming from somewhere deep within the foundation of the Bushwick Savings Bank. And if you are brave enough to linger by the old stone steps on Halloween, you might just catch the fleeting, bone-chilling laughter of spirits who never left. I hope that you enjoyed my playful retelling of an actual event that happened in 1916. If you did, would you consider hitting the like button? I'll be back next week with another New York story. And who knows, maybe it will be another ghostly tale from days gone by.